Hello everybody, Chef Adam here. We're at the famous Hula Hut restaurant and I'm glad to announce and glad to say and very proud to say that we are officially the new owners of the Hula Hut restaurant. Chef Adam's Food is coming to the Hula Hut, Austin, Texas, on the water. What we're gonna do today is what I call a Texas peach cake, and it's going to be in a baño, in a bath of tres leches, a Mexican vanilla tres leches. What we do is we start out with a pound of peaches and we put them on a saute. We're gonna make a compote of Texas peaches with cinnamon and a little bit of butter and some Mexican vanilla. Y'all know from the years past how much of a fan I am of this product. So we do a little splash of Mexican vanilla, and the theme on this dessert is almonds and almond flavoring. So you can't do that without amaretto. And this is Lazzaroni amaretto, imported from Italy. I really like this product and it's great for cooking. So we do a splash of this onto the peaches and we do a peach shake, a compote shake. Now in the meantime, you get your baking dish, and I've melted a whole stick of butter, and it's salted butter. Always go with, I like the way the flavor comes out when you do a salted butter on this dessert. So what we're doing is we're lining the pan and we're bringing the butter onto the sides. Now look at the color of that butter. I've actually browned this butter. So it gives it another layer of flavoring. Instead of just melted butter, you've got a browned butter. And what happens is this soft cake, the peaches go on the first layer, and then you put your wet cake batter over it, and the cake rises, but while it's rising, the butter actually comes up over the sides and onto the cake, and it gives it a little crunchy texture around the edge. It's fantastic. Okay, so our peaches are done, and you simply just layer this in, and you can see in my baking dish where you got that melted butter along the edges and the peach compote with the cinnamon and the flavoring, waiting for the wet batter to come on. This wet cake is so simple. It's basically 3-4 ingredients, and boom, you come in and you just whisk it and pour it over the top. Very wet. It cooks real fast, and it almost comes out like an upside down cake. You'll see when we serve it. So we do a cup of flour, all purpose, not rising, just all purpose regular flour. 3/4 cup of, I like an all natural tamarindo type sugar. It really adds a great flavor to it. And then we do 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 cup of milk, a dash of salt. Now, here's a step that I take that most people don't do. I add amaretto to the actual wet cake batter itself. A little bit more than I put in a compote. Mexican vanilla, again, into the batter. And the reason you want to add a little more flavoring is your batter's heavy. It's not light like the fruit is, and it takes a little bit more flavoring to get it there. 1 egg, do a quick whisk. And like I said, it's a very wet batter, very, very wet. But you want to make sure you don't have any lumps, and it's really nice and smooth. Everything's incorporated. You can see the color where the amaretto and the Mexican vanilla have come through. That's really going to add, you can see the color is nothing but flavoring. It really makes a great wet cake batter. Layer it over your peach compote. See how it mixes itself up? You really don't have to do any stirring or any mixing on that cake right there. You see how the compote, the cinnamon sugar and the butter rises to the top? All of that gives it a beautiful little crust when you're done. 350, 360 degrees for about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. You're ready to go. Okay, there's another phase to this dessert before serving, and this is my favorite part. I call it the baño. What it is really a tres leches bath, and on a tres leches cake. It's done warm, and so you have a warm tres leches bath with Mexican vanilla and amaretto, and then you have your Texas peach cake that goes right on top, and a little whipped cream, and you'll love it. You get a small can, which is about 10 ounces of sweetened condensed milk. Now the thing about this baño is you don't need to add sugar because there's so much sugar in this condensed milk. It does all of the sugar and sweetness flavoring for your product. I do 1 part of whole heavy whipping cream, and you do 1 part regular whole milk. Tres leches, Lazzaroni amaretto liqueur, Mexican vanilla. Bring it to a simmer, let it reduce about 1/3, and it's a perfect consistency. My favorite part, This is a warm bath serving, so it's not served cold like a Tres Leches at all. So here we go. We do 1.5 scoops on that beautiful bath. We take our peach cake, and we're actually going to do a double layer. A little whipped cream on the side. This is a Mexican creme fraiche. It's like a British triple cream. It's just beautiful. It adds a topping richness to the cake that's really fantastic. This is a cateja. And a cateja is actually a caramel. It's a Mexican caramel. It's an almond theme, right? We got amaretto and everything here today. Toasted sliced almonds. And of course, you can't serve a dessert without your garnishment. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Chef's Adam Texas peach cake, amaretto flavoring, Mexican vanilla in a Tres Leches Bano bath.